A woman's attraction will always be visible through her body, regardless of how hard she attempts to disguise it. In actuality, she could not even be aware that she is communicating with you, but if you know what to look for, you won't ever have to question your position. It's not simply her words that captivate. It's in her body's inability to manage small, unspoken signs, how she moves, and how she responds to you. Some of these indicators are subtle, making them simple to overlook if you're not looking. Others, they're undeniable. Additionally, the signs will only become stronger as we count down from sign 10 to sign 1. You won't ever have to question whether she is interested in you again by the time we reach the last one, which is the strongest and most obvious indication of all. Stay focused, because you're losing out on a certain item if you miss these. Let's begin. 10. Your jokes make her laugh more than other people's do. One of the earliest and most natural ways we connect with one another is through laughter. Additionally, a woman's laughter automatically shifts when she considers a man appealing. She wants to establish a relationship, which is why it becomes more frequent, energetic, and engaged, not because she's forcing it. In a social situation, you will notice it. Jokes are being told, and a few individuals are conversing when you interrupt. Perhaps it was only a half-decent joke and not even your best material. She looks right at you, though, and her eyes light up as she laughs louder than anybody else. If she simultaneously touches your arm, that is an indication of attraction on 2 levels. Let's turn things around now. Perhaps she gives him a courteous laugh when one of the other guys in the group makes a joke. It's brief, controlled, and practically required. However, her entire vibe changes when you talk. She laughs before giving it any thought, as if her body is responding before her head can process it. A man's remarks have a distinct impact on a woman if she thinks him handsome. She wants to give him attention in return for his presence and to make him feel wonderful. And believe me, this isn't a coincidence. 9. She unknowingly copies your posture or motions. It's just pure psychology. Humans have an innate tendency to mirror others with whom they have a strong bond. This is known as social synchronization. The intriguing thing about this, though, is that she won't even be aware that she is doing it. A few seconds after you recline in your chair, she follows suit. After you touch your face, she modifies her hair or scrapes her chin a minute later. It reflects how in tune she feels with you and is akin to a silent dance. Here's how to test it now. Try moving your body a little bit. Tilt your head, lean forward and cross your arms, and observe if she follows. If she does, even in a subtle way, it's a strong signal of attraction. Her body is already synchronizing with yours as her subconscious mind draws her in. What's more profound is that speech patterns also exhibit mirroring. She is emotionally in sync with you if she begins to use similar expressions, match your tone, or even start to move in time with you. What's the best part? She doesn't do this to random people. 8. Her blushing or nervous fidgeting every time you give a compliment. Sometimes a woman's strongest signals come from her abrupt shyness around you. Attraction isn't always about confidence. See what happens when you compliment her. Does she briefly avert her gaze? Perhaps tuck her hair behind her ear or bite her lip? Does she change her jewelry, smooth down her clothing, or move in her seat? Her body uses these small, apprehensive actions to process the emotional effects of your attention. Blushing is even more obvious. Her body is literally responding to the surge of attraction if her cheeks grow pink, especially when you say something flirtatious, even if she may not even be aware of it. It occurs when emotions are running high and is similar to an automatic reaction like a speeding heartbeat. What's the best part? It's difficult to fake this. When a woman feels hot, she can control her words and even her facial expressions, but she cannot stop her blood from rising to the surface. 7. She only plays with her hair while you're close by. One of the earliest and most natural forms of flirtation is caressing someone's hair. But the important thing is that it only matters if she does it because of you. Perhaps she didn't think about it because she was sitting comfortably all night. However, she will start twirling a strand of hair, tucking it behind her ear, or delicately running her fingers through it as soon as you begin speaking to her. This isn't arbitrary. When women wish to highlight their femininity, they engage in an unconscious preening tendency. And is she looking at you as she does it? Better still. In order to make sure you notice her in the most favorable way possible, she is arranging her face. If she gives a slight smile or tilts her head slightly in addition to this, that is the manifestation of pure attraction. 6. She continues to lean in your direction throughout the conversation, bridging the gap. A woman's body will naturally desire to be nearer to you when she feels attracted to you. She may not even be aware that she is doing it, but she leans in slightly further each time you speak. Without hesitation, she is tearing down personal barriers and reducing the distance between you. Sitting together is when you'll notice it the most. She may have started off at a typical easygoing distance, but as the talk progresses, she is gradually moving toward you. She tilts her shoulder in your direction. Her legs slant slightly in your direction. This is when it becomes quite clear. Does she automatically follow if you slant back a little? Does she remain close rather than move away if you rise up and take a little step toward her? This is how her body communicates comfort, attraction, and trust. The chemistry grows stronger as they get closer. And if she is unapologetically breaching that unwritten personal space barrier, that indicates that she is already drawn to you by her instincts. On their own, these indicators might seem insignificant, but when combined, they present an unmistakable image of attraction. Though their bodies will tell you, women won't always express their interest in you. This is where things start to get serious. The next 5 indicators dispel all doubt. She's not just curious when you notice these, she's virtually pleading with you to approach her. Let's get started. 5. When she talks to you, her voice becomes softer and lower. The majority of men are unaware that attraction has a sound. A woman's voice naturally becomes softer, lower, smoother, slower, and almost intimate when she is attracted to you. She doesn't even realize she's doing it. It's an instinct. It will sound different from the way she speaks to other people. Her tone may be lively and light-hearted while she's with other people, but when she turns to you, everything changes. It seems as though she is speaking specifically for you as the intensity level dips and the volume somewhat decreases. It's an unintentional method of drawing you in and establishing a personal space in a crowded area. And if there's a hint of playfulness or breathiness in her voice, whether she is aware of it or not, she is flirting, and you don't need any more evidence. 4. During jokes or informal conversations, she casually touches your arm or shoulder. One of the most powerful ways a woman expresses her attraction is through touch. Though subtle, it's deliberate. Perhaps she's giving you a light-hearted shove because she's laughing at something you said. Perhaps she rests her hand on your shoulder for an excessive amount of time, or accidentally brushes your arm while reaching for something. Simply said, women avoid touching men they aren't interested in. She looks for opportunities to connect with you, feel the connection, and test the chemistry when she is interested in you. What's the true clue? She is likely to touch you again if she does it once. The initial encounter may appear to be fortuitous, but you will have all the proof you require if you begin to notice frequent informal touches during the exchange. 3. When she looks at you, she bites her bottom lip. Pure, unadulterated yearning is what this one is. It's not random when a woman chews or lightly presses her lips together while staring at you. It's an instinctive response, a clear indication that she is desiring something and that something is you. This usually occurs when she is staring at you, when you are talking, or during a period of stillness when tension is rising between you. This gesture conveys eagerness, temptation, and occasionally outright attraction. And if she maintains that intense, prolonged eye contact with you while doing it, she is already imagining what it would be like to give you a kiss. 2. As you speak, she looks at your lips. There is a gravitational pull to attraction. A lady who is attracted to you will look at your lips in particular, not simply what you say. It may only be a fleeting glance downward, yet it's one of the most accurate indicators of physical attraction. Her eyes are giving her away, and her mind is already connecting the dots, picturing what it would be like to be closer. Don't ignore it the next time a woman looks at your mouth while you're speaking to her. She is obviously expressing her curiosity about what it would be like to feel your lips on hers by making that silent request. 1. When she says goodbye, she delivers long, lingering hugs. You can tell everything with a hug. A brief 1-second embrace, that is courteous. However, an embrace with hidden meaning occurs when a lady clings to you a bit longer than she has to, when her arms gently tighten before releasing them, or when you feel her body halt against yours. She doesn't want the contact to end, so she's prolonging it and allowing herself to enjoy it. And what if she slowly backs off, her hands remaining on you while she moves away? She is expressing that she is not emotionally, at least not yet, ready to depart. A woman's final opportunity to feel you before you part ways is during a lingering hug. If she's holding on, she's expecting you'll take action. Despite their best efforts, women's bodies inevitably reveal their interest. You won't ever question yourself again after you learn to recognize these indicators, which include her lingering touch, her fixed gaze, and that slight change in her voice. You'll be able to tell when she's drawn to you with absolute confidence. And everything changes when you find out. Don't hesitate any longer. No more lost opportunities. You'll proceed with assurance, understanding when to escalate the situation. I'd like to hear from you now. Have you ever observed these symptoms in a woman? Did you see what was truly going on at the time, or did you discover it later? Tell us about your experience in the comments section below. If this video helped you understand, please hit the like button, subscribe, and enable notifications. You won't want to miss the many more videos that are on the horizon.